Well, hey GTCS parents, it's Mr. Harris here. It's Wednesday, May the 9th, and I wanted to give you a real fast update of some things that are going on at the school, things that you're going to want to know about. So if you'll stick with me for about 3 or 4 minutes, I'm going to go through this stuff real fast. Tomorrow night's our spring program. You know that our first, second graders are putting on the true story of the Three Little Pigs. The third to sixth grade will be putting on the abridged version of Romeo and Juliet. The preschool 3 and 4 year olds and kindergarten will be doing some singing at the beginning. We'll have science fair projects out from the 3rd to 6th grade. So I hope you'll be a part of that. The program starts at 7 o'clock. That's 7 o'clock tomorrow night. And you need to have your students here and in their classroom by 6:30. So be sure they're here by 6:30 tomorrow night. The program will start at 7. And we look forward to you participating with us in that program tomorrow evening. Hey, our kids have done great with the Reading Around the World Challenge. I think that it's a pretty clear conclusion that they have made it around the world, making it around the gym these last 5.5 months. And so you don't have to tell them about this yet, but their reward for that is on May the 23rd. It's the last full day of school. Now, we have a half day on Thursday, May the 24th, but our last full day of school, Wednesday, May the 23rd, we're having a real fun day here. We're going to feed the kids breakfast. We're going to watch a movie. We've got some other extras that we're giving them, an ice cream bar. But the big fun thing we're doing at the end of the day, for the last 2 hours of the day, will be a wet day outside. We'll be playing water games, and we've rented a really huge double-sided wet slide that they get to be a part of. So the way we're going to do that is, there'll be more information coming out on this in the next week. But between 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock, that's when they'll be getting wet. So they need to come dressed for that, and we'll explain what that looks like later next week. But they'll come that way, and they'll get to use the slide earlier in the day when it's dry. But later in the afternoon, they'll get to go outside, and they'll go home that way. We're not changing here at the school, so they'll go home that way. So if you'll make sure that you bring some towels. So those of you that are parents that want to come and be a part of that day with them in the afternoon, not during the day, not between the start of the day and 2 o'clock, but at 2 o'clock, if you want to come here, help us outside and monitoring kids. And then when you feel like you've had your fill of it, that could be at 2:30, it could be at 2:45, could be at 3:30, or all the way to 4 o'clock, you can take your children and then go home. So just want you to be aware that that's Wednesday, May the 23rd. And then on May the 24th, the next day, we have a half-day school here. We'll send home report cards that day, and we have our academic awards ceremony at the end of the day. So we have our kindergarten graduation. We want to recognize our 3 and 4 year old classes, and then our upper grades will get academic awards. And so that starts at 11:30 on the day. There's no lunch on that day. Excuse me, I said it starts at 11:30. It ends at 11:30. The program begins at 10:45. So let me just retake that. You drop your kids off on Thursday, May the 24th, like normal, either in before care at the start of the day. And then the program begins at 10:45, and the program ends at 11:30, and there's no aftercare on that day. And then the school year will be complete. If you haven't re-enrolled your child yet for next year, we hope you'll do that. If you have any questions about that, I hope you'll let me know. We have probably about 20 copies of our yearbook left. Many of you have bought one. I appreciate your support in doing that. And if you haven't been able to pick one up yet, I hope you'll do that before the end of the year. And we will send any order forms that we get home tomorrow on Thursday and over the next couple of Thursdays if you want to pick those up. I'm going to attach to this video in the email, the video link, our school calendar again for next year. 2 more things. Next week, Monday through Thursday, is ACT Aspire Testing Week for 3rd to 6th grade students. So we're going to start the day right at 8 o'clock. We're not doing chapel at the beginning of the day. We're going to start in class with tests. So it is super important that your students be here. I mean, obviously for 2nd grade and below, that's true. They need to be here on time. But really, really important that 3rd to 6th graders could be here even by 7:55, because we want to get started right at 8 o'clock for our testing week. So I'll give you some more information about that before Monday, those of you that have students in the 3rd to 6th grade. Also, we have our Vacation Bible School coming up. Greater Things Church does the first full week in June. So if you want your child to come to that, any child between 3-year-olds and those that have completed 6th grade are welcome to be a part of that. We have a free meal for them every night at 5:30 VBS is from 6 to 9. If you want more information about that, you can go over to the Facebook page, facebook.com/Greater Things Church, and you can register your children there. The last thing I want to tell you about is that over these last couple of months, we put in a lot of time at making sure that we get our teaching staff together for next year. You'll hear more about that this weekend, but we have been very fortunate in having a couple new teachers added for next year. And so we'll be getting some information out to you through Facebook and through an email with some bios and who's going to be teaching what. And I think you'll be really excited about how God has provided our teaching faculty for next year. Very qualified people, very able, and I'm truly grateful to God for God's provisions for us as we look to a new school year here in just a few months. Thank you for your support of GTCS. Thank you for your prayers. We're just 2 weeks and 1 day away from the end of the school year and the end of our 5th year as a school. So thank you for your support. Hope you'll be here tomorrow night for that spring program. Remember, kids need to be here at 6:30. The program starts at 7, and we look forward to seeing you then.